Welcome to a match of Starcraft 2, played by people that are way better than me. The map is 2,000 atmospheres spawning in the upper right. The Zerg in red, it is Serral. And the opponent, the challenger, spawning in the bottom left in blue, it is Reynor. Neither one of these players really needs much of an introduction. I think I'm fine to just let the names speak for themselves, while everybody all together bust out your Zerglings, cause it's a ZvZ. Both players right now opening up pretty much identical so far, and I would expect this. When I think about Serral and I think about Reynor, it's very similar playstyles. They're both very macro oriented. They're not afraid of the long game by any means. High APM, high decision making, and actually quite impressive taking it into the late game. Even in a ZvZ, it's just dominating performance from both players all around. And that's enough fanboying here. Let's talk about the game. Hatch first for both players, taking a slight risk in that, but I think they're both confident they can defend the hatchery, and with them both going hatch first, there's not really any danger. It's an economic opener, followed by the gas and the pool for both players in just a mirror setup here. Be able to get Zergling speed, they can start queens right away now and just start droning up. I would say nobody is going to die in the first 3 minutes here, and I can say that safely given that we're already at 215. The chances of somebody dying in the next 40 seconds are very slim, but never zero. Don't trust your opponent, don't count them out just yet. Overlord's in a nice position here. Serral's got his red, peeking on the third base there. Reynor, not as close though, so Serral knows Reynor taking that third hatch right around the same time that he took his as well, but Reynor doesn't quite know that just yet. Behind this, Vein Nest for both players, and they're looking to start creep spread. It's a very quiet game so far, actually. I'm impressed, I'm pleased, thankful even. It's rare for ZvZ to feel, for lack of a better term, chill. ZvZ, I usually would describe it as a very chaotic matchup here. Vein Nest Evo Chamber for Reynor. Serral did not get an Evo Chamber this quickly. It's because I said it. It's because I said something, isn't it? If I hadn't opened my mouth, we could have had a discrepancy, a difference here. Zergling, chase, and battle. On the other side, Serral Zerglings, uncontested. Both sending out just scouting lanes now. The trademark, I feel. Able to get some vision here. He sees the creep line. He knows the third hatch is there now. Couple Zerglings sent. He does not get the drone. Safety first, ladies and gents. Oh, slaughter. Roach Warren down for Serral and Reynor, so they're still just playing it safe. It's going to be a long game. It's looking like a long one. Buckle up. Strap yourselves in. A long ZvZ. I'm excited. I'm interested. ZvZ, usually the early game is dominated by Zergling play, Baneling play, most of the time defensively. Oh, Serral. Serral with the quick spire. His lair was done much earlier than Reynor's, and he's using it to go for a quicker spire. ZvZ, as I was saying, you have the Zergling Baneling early on, that then transitions usually into Roaches, into Hydras, or Mutas. Serral is opting to go Mutas, and I feel like that is partially just to try and deny Reynor going Mutas, because I think we've all heard at least once or twice, Serral hates fighting Mutas. With a passion, I feel. So, I'm not at all surprised to see the Spire go down. He wants to preemptively get the Mutas up, and in theory, it will force Reynor to go for things like extra queens, spores. Wow, this Zergling is booking it. That's gonna make me dizzy watching that. Oh, Reynor with the good scout, though. He sees the Spire. I expect spores to come down very quickly. Serral's got 6 mutas on the way, already working on +2 attack for Reynor for the ranged units, so the Roaches, the Hydras will benefit greatly. Serral gets a couple of drone kills for just a few Zerglings. That is nice. Very nice to pick up. Resources lost. Pretty much dead even. We are 6.5 minutes in this game, and just there frankly has not been much that has happened. Muta count is up to 9 for Serral, with 3 more popping out, it looks like. And here are the slew of spore crawlers. 7 spores in total, and the Hydra Den coming up for Reynor. So the Muta play, it's a bold statement. It forces a response out of your opponent. It's forcing these spore crawlers. It's forcing the Hydra Den. But it probably isn't going to get a whole lot of damage done. I would love to see Serral prove me wrong, though. If anybody can, it would be one of these 2 players. Hands down. Few Zerglings meet on the map. They are not having breakfast and coffee together, though. They are out for blood. Muta's picking off some Overlords. Actually, that's pretty nice. He's gotten 4 Overlords total. Couple Creep Tumors as well. Zerglings just poking into the 3rd. Not going to get any damage done there, though. A lot of Roaches. Veins at the ready. We'll just follow the Mutas. Let the Mutas take us for a ride. Snipe off another Overlord. Always nice to get some pickoffs, forcing Reynor to use up Larva on Ovies instead of army units or drones. Serral sitting at a comfortable 82 drone count to Reynor's 70. Reynor is going to hive a bit quicker though. Mutas come in, loses 1 Muta. Ooh, bye, Mutalisk. Those chunks went flying. Zerglings just set up. Serral's got some great map vision here. Look at that, just the spread all outside of Reynor's base. It's almost a bit of a contain. The Mutas, I said he wasn't going to get that much damage done, and it's partially true. You can't just fly into the main base here, fight your way through 9 spore crawlers. Careful. Queen's putting up quite a fight here. What's the total spore count? 12. I'm sorry. You can't just fly into the main base and gun your way down 12 spore crawlers to win the game. It's just not that easy with the Mutas because the spores do disgusting amounts of damage to biological. Baneling drop gets 7 drones. We caught the tail end of it there. Meanwhile, the Mutas, the Banes rolling in. Mutas picking off the Lurkers. Excellent target fire. Spores and Queens doing what damage they can to fend it off, though. I feel that was a very good trade for Serral, though. Getting some damage done on both sides of the battle. Lingbane Muta in ZvZ. Interesting composition, to say the least. Reynor really wants to take a 4th base here, and frankly, he needs to. Look at just the amount of income here. Income definitely in favor of Serral, who is working on 4.5 bases-ish. Serral going to Hive now as well, around that standard 10-minute timing. Reynor did get his Hive quicker, so he's got Vipers in play. Parasitic Bombs, I feel, are going to be very nice. Hold that thought, though. Langbane Muta rolling in. They find some drones to connect with the Spores, going to be pushing the Mutas back. 9 drones went down. Yet another pretty good trade here for Serral. Banelings connecting on some Hydralisks also. It's okay, it's decent. Numbers in favor of Reynor, but we have to examine 20 drone losses total for Reynor. Losses for Reynor, yes, that works. Mutas doing what they can against the Spores. Oh, Parasitic Bomb. The Micro. Serral. Save the Mutas. He splits. Very good. Very good splits. Manages to only lose a couple of the Mutalisks. Fighting against Spores and Vipers, Mutas are going to become less useful, less efficient now. The Parasitic Bomb is something you have to micro against, and if you don't, you die pretty quickly. Langbane coming in, surrounding a bunch of lurkers. Queens falling as well, all but one. She lives to tell the tale. A lot of blood on the ground. Serral with another Roach Worm. Did he lose one previously? Did I miss that? Am I that bad? I might be that bad. Hydra Lurker, Roach, a little bit of Roach is moving out. Muta's going to catch it though. Meanwhile, Zergling counterattack in the third base of Reynor. More drones falling. Parasitic Bombs on the Mutas, forcing splits, but Reynor not able to go very far out at a time. Zergling still getting damage done there. 3 drones went down. Muta's going across to try and shut down this fourth base. Meanwhile, Hydra Lurker has to turn around. Cancel or kill on that fourth base. Either way, it is a loss for Reynor. Serral really set up in a nice spot here, working off of 6 bases to Reynor's 3. He's able to trade just so much more inefficiently, and it works out fine when you get that economic lead. Upgrades though, 2-1 for Reynor's ranged units. That's a mouthful. Parasitic Bombs again on the Mutas. Not as quick with the splits this time though. The Muta count is dwindling down to only 10 Mutas, but he has been replacing with Hydra Lurker, opting to match Reynor's composition, and then it comes down to skill and decision making. Lurker. The Lurker dance ends in blood. Meanwhile, big attack for Reynor coming up top. He's able to shut this base down. Serral opting not to step in and defend it, instead try and find some damage on the other side of the map. Can he get this fourth base? I don't think so. It's just not enough Mutas. Reynor did completely clean up that base up at the top. 15 drones did go down, bringing both players to an even 68-69. Nice. Serral just posturing, just positioning, replacing with more Hydralisks, getting the upgrades. That will put him in a lead for upgrades. Both are around 2-1 for the ranged units, so Serral looking to get ahead on that, going up to 3-2. Couple lurkers, few Hydras here, going to get surrounded by a lot of roaches though. That's an infestation of roaches. Viper pulls on the lurkers, great abducts. Picking off whatever he can. Any trade that Serral can get right now feels good. It feels efficient. I'm liking the position that he's at. Picking off more lurkers. Great pick off. Reynor just trying to do anything he can for defense. He's kind of having to defend on both sides here. And heaven forbid these rocks go down and open up a third entryway into the base. Total lurker count is 5 to Serral's 11. So Serral looking to be in quite an advantageous position there. Where are the upgrades for Reynor? He just can't devote enough resources to it. The gas count. Look at the bank. Serral rocking a massive bank in comparison to Reynor's economy here. Few roaches trying to get something down here, another group of Hydra lurker trying to find something on the other side of the map, but at the cost of Reynor's 4th base again. Is it worth it? I'm not sure. It's tough to say, really. 15 minutes into the game, Serral now taking expansions on the corners of the map. Couple roaches offering emotional support to the one roach there, Robert the Roach, getting damage done. Meanwhile, the main group of Hydras and Lurkers, both just crawling, slithering. Hydras technically slither, yes? Slithering across the map. Serral pulling back most of the forces just to get in a defensive position. He has more bases, which means he has more to lose. So I can agree with the decision to back off, defend, abducts on the lurkers, a very good decision. Single lurker counterattack there, Hydras on the left side, meanwhile defending against the main army here, more abducts. A lot of Hydras. I'm not sure who really comes out on top there. Serral's upgrades just finished though. It's 3-2 to 2-1. That upgrade advantage is going to be critical. Hydras, Lurkers, Roaches able to trade much more efficiently now. Except that one. He could not trade efficiently there. Very sorry. More Hydras? Reynor? Does he get it? He gets it. Oh, obliterated hatchery. Just another economic loss for Reynor, falling more and more behind. 13 lurkers in production, though, bit of a last-ditch effort. Look at the banks again. Reynor just cannot replace enough. He's had this base killed off 4 times now, maybe? At least 3 or 4 times, I think. Serral now defending that. Meanwhile, Reynor, get the zoom off. What was that? Way to go. Abducts going out on the lurkers. Getting some damage done. Gonna shut down the Evo chamber that's not making anything. Bane Nest, also not important at the time. Vipers, a lot of Viper pulls. Blinding clouds from both sides here. Viper count, 8 Vipers for Serral. That is abducts for days. That is just a criminal organization amount of abducts going on. Spinecrawler meet its glorious, and battles erupt all over the map. Lurkers winning there. Lurkers doing some damage there. That hatchery shut down again. Queen defending the hatchery with her life successfully, might I add. Roaches doing battle with Hydras. They are going to scare those Hydras off. Yes? Who wins? Hydras win. Of course they would win. Viper pulls Viper. Is that rude? Is that homicide if Viper kills Viper? Lurkers moving up into the main base now, but Serral, I think he's got this in the bag. He's just able to clean this up. Reynor cannot replace these units nearly as quickly now. Drone count fallen to 27 drones for Reynor. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are looking at the end of this game. Serral going to clean this up. He still has money in the bank. He's going to take the game. Reynor tapping out after a lengthy, bloody ZvZ battle. Quite an enjoyable match, actually. You have to hand it to both players. Serral really took the initiative throughout the game, opening up Mutas, that early Spire. He was able to set the tone, set a contain up, prevent Reynor from getting a 4th base, and then eventually punish the heck out of it once that 4th base got up. If you enjoyed the game, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I hope that you have a great day.